Hey guys, I hope you had a great 4th of July. There's a lot of people that are coming from places that don't have a lot of resources. It's tough when you don't have like the coaches or the flyers to learn stunting. So I kind of want to give you my input on it and see if you can actually teach yourself stunting a lot better. We can't do it ourselves. We're always going to need somebody else that's going to help us along the way. This video is for those who think they don't have all the resources, but in reality we have enough resources to make them useful. Think about this. Whenever somebody is helping you with stunting, don't just fix it in that moment. Think about it in the long term, and every time you do that stunt again or like a similar stunt, you apply that every single time. What I like to do is I like to think about myself in the third person. If you can see like what you're doing wrong, like outside of yourself, that is gonna help you a lot more when it comes down the road stunting by yourself. The goal is for you to be able to see what mistake you're making and not only rely on the people that are telling you what to do. I know this is tough. Like, how do we know if we're doing it wrong? But I'll give you a little secret. If it feels weird and wrong and just like shaky and you're like, oh God, I don't know if I'm doing this right, it probably isn't right. Now that's not a bad thing, okay? Because if it doesn't feel right, that means we can still fix it. Now I know you're gonna say that like, well, maybe it just doesn't feel, maybe it feels weird to me because I just started, and I understand that. But here comes in the work that you have to do on the back of it. How often are you watching, studying stunting videos? How often are you watching people who are really good do the exact same stunt as you? And how much time are you spending noticing the differences? It is extremely important for you to test out different techniques and see which ones work, instead of just doing the same one the whole time and just thinking that like, oh, I can't do it, you know? Because you got to start doing different things so you can realize the ones that you've done before aren't really the best way. Now if you've been doing something the same way the whole time and people stop giving you critiques, that's a big red flag. You want people to give you critiques. You want people to, hey bro, I'm gonna help you, or anything like that. If that stops happening, people give up on you. Now I know that's hard to say, but people actually, if they see that you've reached your potential, even though you can go so much higher, if they think you've reached it, then they stop helping you. So if you have even a faintest of an idea of this happening, and I've had this before, some people think that, like, I think that I'm too good for myself, and then like I really come focused on like what I'm trying to do, and then they don't feel like they can give me a critique, which is not the case, but I know I might come off like that at some times, and I've fixed that in the past. So when people stop giving you critiques, you gotta say this: hold up, because something's not right. Okay, something's not right in the mindset that you have. If people aren't helping you, that means that something that you like gave off, like a persona that you have, that you don't need critique, or that you don't want critiques, which is even worse. So in order to reverse that, you have to change your mindset and kind of get into the game and into the fun of it, and be like, all right, I want to learn something new. And once you show that enthusiasm towards other people, they're gonna get enthusiastic too, and then they're gonna want to help you. Now of course, it takes time to change the mindset, it takes time to change your actions, but if you do that, you're really going to see progress in your stunting, because people are wanting to help you more. Now the best way is to always accept advice from anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. If they are a lower level than you, and not to be rude, but you know, okay? If they give you advice, there's a reason they say it. And if there's a reason they say it, then you could be like, okay, I can see where you're coming from. You know, they might not really understand it, but if you can understand where they're coming from, then that would help you. Alright. Don't get me started on excuses. Excuses are the worst way to get better at anything. Oh, I just worked out today. Oh my God, I can't do it. My legs hurt so much. I hate that. Like, it's so annoying. Like, if you want to get better at stunting, you got to be able to push through anything that's like you jammed your pinky, whatever, use your other fingers, you know? Like if you sprained your right hand, like use your left hand. Like my friend did that too. So it's like you can't like no excuses. Like whenever you stunt, like if you're about to die, just do it one more time, because I can't tell you how many times it's been where I was like struggling so hard with the stunt and I just couldn't get it, and I was so tired, and I just like, okay, I'm gonna breathe, okay, and I'm gonna have one more try at me. Now I was about to walk away, right? I was about to go and sit down and kind of cry to myself. But I just like focused, okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. And that was the time where I just thought about the form. I thought about just like standing up nice and tall and just hitting the stunt, and it worked. And then I was able to, you know, be happy the rest of the night. Same thing with the excuses though. It's about not blaming the other person all the time, because we are not perfect and we're not always going to be perfect, so we can always blame both of us. You know, if you take 100% of the blame all the time, you will be one of the best hunters by far, as you're going to progress way much farther. But I've seen this way too much, where the guy or the girl comes down from the stunt and then they turn around and they say, oh, you held my foot wrong like that, or like, oh, you're so wiggly in the air. Maybe she's wiggling in the air because you're going like this, you know? It's all give and take, and it all just depends on every stunt and every person. Okay, and here's the next thing. So when a guy thinks that he's not getting better and he's working, you're not working. Not to be rude, but I've seen this many times where a guy does a stunt and then he sits there for like 3-5 minutes and thinks about it and just wonders why it's not getting better. It's not getting better because you're not working. You're not getting those reps. It's just like in the weight room, you know, you gotta get the reps in. Rule of thumb that I like to think about in my head, I'll give myself about like 15 to 20 seconds of like between each stunt, if it's like not a basic stunt, and just kind of think about it, and that's your time to breathe. The bigger stunt, one that you haven't been working on in a while, really just, you can take that like 30 seconds to breathe and really focus on what you're doing. Otherwise, 30 seconds is kind of pushing it. It's all about conditioning, you know. You gotta keep doing your stunts. It's gonna help you in the long run. You're gonna get better at stunting. You're gonna be able to hit stunts more the first try, and it's gonna help you with your routines too. And it's the same thing with the resources. If you only have 2 hours of stunting, like, so say I had 2 hours, aside from like practice, I had 2 hours at the open gym, twice a week. So it's only 4 hours a week of stunting, like if a girl shows up. So you gotta make the use of your time, and if you do a stunt every 3 minutes, it's kind of like, you can almost triple it, almost double the amount of time that you're stunting. So really just start giving those reps, and then once you're dead tired, you're sweating, and she's tired, usually you want to go until she's tired, because then you're like, okay, I went as far as I could, and she's tired, sweet, I did my job. So the last thing I want to talk about is getting yourself out there. Social media is a huge thing, and you really have to put yourself out there if you want to get something out of it. I get messages a lot asking about like stunting tips and stuff like that, which I love. I'm so excited whenever I get those, because I just hop right on and I just help them out. And obviously, of course, I still do the same thing. I message my friends whenever I can't help get in a stunt. Like back when I was in Wisconsin, like I didn't have many people there, and so every time I messed up with a stunt or I just like couldn't figure it out, I would message one of my friends. And that's the same thing with like putting yourself out there. You know, you got to be willing to make new friends. And so I messaged him or her or whatever, if like I want the flyer's perspective too, and then he would just help me out. You know, I send in the video to him and multiple people, and see what they all say, and then kind of take that as a grain of salt, and then remember that for the next time I stunt, and the next time, and the next time. Now if you're just starting out, I know it's intimidating. Stunting is scary because you're throwing a person up in the air. Now it's all about being confident and just holding a body position. You know, that's all it is. Like a one arm is just this one position, an extension is this, and a lib is here. It's just, everything is just together and standing tall. If you start shrinking down, the stunt's not gonna hold. And there's little things here and there that help with stunting, And once you figure those little things out, then you can start really progressing in stunting. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I really hope I can see some progress in your stunting. So peace out.